But look, if you had Boris's ear right now, what would you be saying to him? What would you say? Look, he's coming into 2022. You've got to pull your sleeves up and get back to business because, frankly, it's not really working well at the moment. What advice would you give him?
I would say to Boris, look at the team around you and think about if any changes need to be made. One of the things that I really respected Theresa May for doing after the 2017 general election disaster for the Conservatives is she completely reorganised Number 10. She got rid of Nick Timothy and Fiona Hill. She got a new team in there and they helped advise her on the best course of action. Now, there are a lot of people that think that was a bad course of action, but the sentiment was there. It's about showing to the public that you realise that mistakes have been made and that you're ready to do the groundwork to make out to the public and deliver on the promises that you promised them back in 2019. We've seen a number of manifesto pledges turn back on. That's never good for any voter, for any party, but we need to start seeing some real progress on the other priorities of the people.
I mean, the Conservative Party have a pretty rich history of getting rid of their own leaders, of plotting and scheming. Is that because the Conservative Party is perhaps such a broad church? It was the party that sort of tore itself apart over Brexit. Frankly, at the moment, you're more likely to see the Labour Party agreeing with the government rather than its own backbenches. Do you think the problem here is Boris Johnson has to appease two wings of one party that can't be reconciled? Everyone talks about Labour a bit like that, the Corbynistas versus the Keirites, let's call them, and saying, well, how do you combine these two together? And perhaps it's the product of a two-party system. But is it not about time that we recognise that the Conservative Party is equally as divided and Boris Johnson is essentially oscillating between two?
I think at times, and specifically now, and also I think during Brexit, the Conservative Party has been very divided. I don't think as much as Labour, though, recently. But a good Conservative leader, a good Conservative Prime Minister will be able to bring together the two wings of the Conservative Party. It is possible to do that. We did that in 2019 with great success, and we've now got a huge majority. David Cameron did it. Theresa May wasn't able to do it. It's not an impossible task. I think the Prime Minister's up to the job.